Hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you. And today is a change in energies with the astrological. I am not an astrologer, but I feel the energies very, very intensely, as I know many of you do. And we are in a position today where Mars has gone into Aries. Mars and Aries together are very happy because they are go-getters, wanting to push forward, a very sort of a masculine drive, and they want to go out into the world and get things done and get things moving, which after this slowdown that we've been going through with a lot of the feminine inner work, it's quite a refreshing time to be able to then sort of move forward. And we've also got Venus that's has gone direct, but she is still in Gemini, so she's looking at the two halves of her aspect. And also there is Mercury that is now gone into the retrograde, which means to say matters usually linking to technology, communications, and all that sort of thing tends to go a little bit awry. However, in the going into the depth of this Mercury retrograde, or any Mercury retrograde, you can access very, very deep truths of yourself and get those aha moments in order to be able to emerge at the other end of the cycle, with absolute clarity of mind as to perhaps where you're going off track and where you need to go forward. I'm very tired as I'm channeling this through, and it's partly because I'm packing up ready to move, and I may hopefully not miss too many of the readings. I try to keep them going as best as I can, but I am looking to move on swiftly, hence the Mars coming into Aries sign. But I had an incident, and just before I was going to start to start the video, and I've been instructed to share this with you. Accidents can often happen. Terror moments out of the blue, unexpectedly. And just as I was about to start, I have a small table beneath this one, absolutely crammed with crystals to bring the energy. I work with crystals. I studied crystal therapy, and I use them to harmonize, to bring the energies into a state of seventh dimension where we are at, because crystals can hold much higher vibrations than we humans can. And the whole table just fell over, collapsed, and crystals strewn all across the floor. I was told yesterday that today I would be packing up the crystals, but I wasn't expecting it quite in that alarming moment, and there has been a shattering of some of the crystals. I'm yet to discover which ones. And they've also said to talk about the moment where there was a spiritual group that met in Scotland, and they went to the cave. I don't remember the name of it, but it's one of the basalt caves, with the ones with the hexagon, I think it's hexagon, pillars that they create. And Giant's Causeway, which is immediately opposite, it's the nearest point in Scotland if you look at it in the map, and the whole basalt goes underneath the seabed to the cave in Scotland, and it's all part of what was the one structure. And this is very much a Lemurian part before it sunk beneath the waves. And with basalt, unlike the clear quartz crystals, which are made out of they have their 6 sides, Basalt also has 6 sides, but crystals are absolutely have clarity. You can see into them, you can see the messages that have been embedded. Each one of them has a message that they hold within, and some of them are quite beautiful and quite enlightening if you study the message within each of the crystals, that they hold powerful messages. And these can be activated through the heart center also to align and open messages directly within yourself, like a form of telepathy. But in this cave, the agenda there was to hide information. It was, they call hidden in plain sight. They had their temples, the same as the Etmerian temples of the pure clear quartz that rose miles high. They have been destroyed, and they were replaced by these basalt ones, which has hidden agendas encapsulated, and these are what the Akashic records have been adhered to. So it is not always the truth that one gets from the Akashic records. One needs to go into a much purer state of being to be able to access the so-called records. But that is another story. We won't go there. And within this story, there's a group of enthusiastic spiritualists that went into the cave because they were listening to the echoes of the sound, not knowing the more ancient history of what evil this land held. And somebody brought a clear quartz sculptured skull. And for those of you who know about clear quartz skulls, they are man-made. However, to be able to hold the structure of a crystalline head, and those that are carvers actually speak to the crystals to ask, do we have your permission? And is this what you want to be created for you? And these crystal skulls then become the voice of Mother Earth herself. It's her masculine voice on the outside of herself. And this is why they came up to the outer layers. And there are 13 true skulls, clear quartz skulls, that directly speak with Mother Earth. And she has been withdrawing them from the outer world to come and sit within the core of herself to help vibrate and to alchemy her core, her base metal core, to lead to gold. And one of the members had one of these clear quartz crystal skulls, and she took it into the cave, and the vibration of the cave shattered the entire skull into trillions of pieces. It just exploded. Energy. Being in the wrong energy will explode crystals. You don't need to do anything to them. You just need the vibrations that do not harmonize with Mother Earth to explode. And in the doing so, it brought a healing to the Lemurian temple that it was then, and could then return in its shattered form back into the heart of Mother Earth. And virtually at the same time, in another part of the world, another of the 13 crystal skulls just fell out of the keeper's hands and fell into the ocean to return to Mother Earth. We are returning to Mother Earth to work with her direct as an Etmerian to rebirth this world that we are seeing into a new way of being, alchemy, pure alchemy of enhancing our 7th level of being into this timeline, to be able to anchor with Mother Earth and help Mother Earth to reach the 7th level timeline. Now then, they've gone quiet on me. Just a moment. With my own crystals, they're bringing me back to my own crystals, and there are shattered ones amongst them. And that means to say there are energies, time to leave. And it's interesting also that I am about to leave this area that I am in. And being in the dampness is playing havoc with my sinuses here, and my throat to be able to speak clearly. And so I come from a much drier planet before I actually came into this form. And it was on the other side of the world, in the southern hemisphere, constellations. And it is, I was operating in a 9th dimensional lifetime, and it was quite tremendous. And I'm finding this particular area very, very damp. From what I have been accustomed to, which is why I have problems at times with my sinuses. Just a side note, but obviously something here has been released. Crystals shattering brings a powerful release. It's a tower moment, but in the doing so, it brings a healing. And so my job here is done, is what they are saying. And for many of you also, if you should experience a tower moment, it may not be a crystal, it's probably just your everyday life. That means your job is done. You have completed everything that you needed to have done in this moment of time, and embracing this lockdown and all the madness that is encompassed within it. So time to take action as things open up again, with Mars stepping into they're just sort of saying something. So stepping into Aries, but not to rush forward until Mercury has gone direct. And we will be in this forward motion until the end of this year, right until the cusp of going over into 2021. So from here on in, there's forward movements of a right manner, but do not rush out the gate today, even though you may feel like you need to take action. This is a time to use your warrior, your masculine warrior side of you, to embrace the femininity side and go forward, not in negativity, but in total harmony. Okay, right, they're just saying that's the end. Oh, they're calling it lecture. That's the end of that lecture. Okay, yeah, okay. Right, cards. We'll go on to the cards. And I'm using the gateway cards. I was looking to you into another pack, but Spirit stepped in and said, no, these are the ones we're working with today. So that is where we are. I never question the whys or the reasons, because matters are so much greater than this little human body that you see. We have one that's fallen out. I think they're wanting to speak. They're getting to that stage. A little bit more, they're saying. Can't quite get the split coming. We have one there. Right, okay. They said it was only a little split and that was intended. Okay. We'll put those aside for the time being. The first one. Dwelling in truth. I stand in the light of truth. We each have our own version of truth. And this standing in our truth is most important. To be your truth, and when Mercury goes direct, to speak your truth. And We have had many, many millennia here on the planet where we have not been allowed to speak our truth. We have not been standing in the light of truth. You know this. You are on your divine mission to speak and stand in the light of your truth. And we will stand first within the heart center, being fully activated and fully open, so that you can understand with the rising up into the communication area of the body what it is that you truly are. Often we visit the past of growing up here, and we can see where we were not allowed to stand in our truth. And what it has done is taken you on a journey of your own choice to bring you to this point of time, because this is what you wanted to experience, the re-emerging of the alchemy of Mother Earth. And you have been invited to stand in your truth at a 7th dimension and gateway, timeline and above. But at the 7th dimension timeline, you are beginning to recognize the full power of who you are. You are unique. You are very important to stand now in your own truth to make this crazy world happen in a calm, peaceful, truthful way of being. If you don't speak your truth, you will fall back into the lower dimensions. Even the 5th dimension does not fully speak their truth. They are standing in full. Even the leaders, it has been highlighted, still have fear and need to step into the 6th dimension to go into the 7th dimension. They are spiritual leaders for their timeline, but you have risen above this, and you will find many of the teachings not sitting very comfortably with you. There is something that niggles within you to say, it's not quite my truth. And that means to say that it doesn't need to align perfectly, but it will pull triggers of, they're saying dissension within the heart, being dissatisfied within the heart. We'll carry on to the next one. And we have here, renewing your life. Radiant vitality is filling up my life. And again, as we step out into the Mars that's calling us to take action, again, before we actually step out, we're coming out of a period where we need to do another declutter within our lives. And this could be things, it could be people, it can be places. For me, it's my places, and also my things have been assessed before packing, so that's an easy way. When you move, you don't tend to hang on so much to the clutter. And then you will be able to move forward, because we are in the eclipse season, and the eclipse is shifting our own truth. We see things differently than we did prior to going into the eclipse area. So do take this on mind, that the decluttering has still not ended. It's in a process, and they are saying it's going to continue to the end of this year. More to come on that, they're saying later. Okay then. Planting seeds. Seeds of grace are being planted in the fertile soil of my soul. This is the seeds that you are planting, that is your light, your truth. Do not allow others to plant weeds amongst them, or to plant their dreams in amongst your seeds. Keep your seeds pure to who you are. And we have here, embracing the future. I step into the future with an open heart. And we reflect back to the beginning of this reading. I stand in the light of my truth. And to be able to stand in your light of your truth, you are dwelling within your heart center of love, vibration of love. And from there you can see the truth of who you are. There is no fear there, only love. The two cannot occupy the same space. It's either one or the other. And this is the gateway into your future, into the future of your year, is what they are saying. I step into the future with an open heart. You're about to hit the highway of life, and you have been renewed, you have decluttered, and so you travel in a much, much lighter energy. Expect the unexpected, is what they are saying. And only then can true miracles be brought to you. Sharing of yourself. I am an incredible, generous being. As you understand the light of your truth, and you understand the power of yourself, you are then in a position to share of yourself. And what does this mean? That doesn't mean giving everything until you're depleted. It's a sharing a portion of who you are. Not everything, just a portion to share with others, and only share with those who harmonize and give back. So you are working with people from the heart who gift and receive freely from a point of love. And in the doing so, you are cultivating prosperity. The abundance of the universe is pouring into my life. And that is because you're working purely from the heart. And you're not over-gifting or overtaking. You are in the balance of the sharing of yourself, of the truth of who you are. And in the doing so, your seeds will cultivate into prosperity, to allow the universe to bring its abundance to you. You don't have to go out there with fear trying to seek it. The universe will bring it to you if you have done the work of being within the light of your truth. Communicating freely. I communicate from the depths of my being. And with Mercury looking at your communicating skills, and it's realigning them to the truth of who you are. And as you go into the depth, and you can see where you have been speaking your not truth, you will now emerge to be able to communicate your true truth. The truth of who you are from the heart center into the outer world. And the final card we have for today is accepting what is. I accept and embrace my inner majesty. You are a being of royalty. You are at the height of who you are. And your heart center is at peace and is loving and is of love. And you're now in the hands of you by accepting the truth of your light in your own uniqueness without the clutter of others, places, beings. You can then step forward and embrace the future of the new you. And I put these cards out of the way and we will look at the divine directions. So take that one. They want those. Put those underneath that one. Oop. We have that one as well, that's 4. Right, we'll work with these 4. That's saying that's fine. Okay. Nature. Reconnect with nature, feel the sun on your feet, walk barefoot on the grass. And as we're going out with Mars in Aries, the action, the going forward, the going outside, it always feels good to connect with nature. Nature is powerful. Nature is also connected with Mother Earth. And there you can feel in harmony with your positive side of your Mars. It's a very good way that if you ever feel anger rising, which is matters that are leaving you, rather than inflicting them on another, go and reconnect with Mother Earth. To bring anger as a retaliation would be adding fuel to the fire. To acknowledge the anger and say, I am not happy with how I've just been treated, and stepping away and allow it to dissipate, you will begin to know what or who or situations that need to be decluttered from your life. And the next one that we have is the ground. It's time to ground and center your energy. Be truly present in your life. Now, to ground with Mother Earth is to go from your heart center directly into her heart center. We don't do all the chakras and things like that. That means to say that you have given your power away and shattered your soul. For you who want more information, look up Harry Potter and the all about the Dark Lord there, and you will have exactly what has been going on. To kill is to shatter, and there have been many, many lifetimes where people have been pitted one against another just to perform the act of killing. So the one who kills has shattered their soul, and these call them energies of being, like chakras, which are a shattering. Chakras are a shattering of the soul that you've brought into this lifetime from a previous one, and your bleeding energy. So you need to bring your energy back into your heart center and ground by connecting to a tree, soul to soul, and the tree themselves have very deep roots. This is your connection with your tree. And if you should be in a position where you can plant a tree and grow soul to soul with that tree, you are fully grounded. And this is what we will need to be grounded, to be part of Mother Earth, not floating off somewhere in the void, to be able to bring this about. Times have changed. And the next one is energy. Try to keep a positive energy by surrounding yourself with positive people. Now, this is vitally important because as you step out and people have got all their pent-up anger, for those who have not used the lockdown to be able to transform, those would be ones that and scenarios that you need to declutter. You do not rise in anger to fight anger with anger. That is a negative use of Mars. Only use the positive, pure side and take action to move yourself to a place where you will be loved and honoured rather than staying in a place where you are not. And the next one is time. The universe is helping you look for synchronicities. Look for synchronistic events around you. So as you honour the pureness of who you are, the universe itself will bring stepping stones, often unexpected, doors opening, people out of the blue, perhaps somebody that you have not met yet will step into your life and you will have a door open that will better suit where you are going, your new decluttered self, to a new and better world. Well, I'm going to leave that with you for today. They're saying to enjoy this time, but be aware. Be aware. It's not a bad time, it's an energized time, and make the full use of it as you reconnect with the world. The world, or the shadow side, has not finished yet. They are vowed to keeping you stuck within the third dimension, and even the fifth dimension is not harmonious to your truth. Be aware of that. And may your heart star shine brightly.